Howdy chaps, and welcome back to a surprise episode. I actually wasn't planning on filming one today, but some amazing stuff has happened and I feel it necessary. So I'm going to give you a little clip from someone who has a channel that I am quite fond of and we get along brilliantly, and I'll catch you that up after this.
G'day XA Coupe Guy followers, it's DJ here from Automotive Carnage, and behind me you might see one very sad looking EH Holden. Let's go check it out. So as you can see, we are still far out in the bush here and I've come across this EH and Graham said, please, I need the cowl panel and the plenum on this thing. So we've just finished chopping it up for him, and hopefully it is just the right amount of metal that he needs to get that EH back on the road. I am looking forward to shipping this over and getting it put onto his vehicle. Now obviously I can't help with that due to whole COVID reasons, which really sucks. I'd love to be there to help stitch it into place, but for now we'll load into a pallet and we'll ship on off to South Australia.
Right, so if you got the gist of that, DJ has cut me an EH plenum chamber. Very hard to get these things these days. It's actually had to travel a very long way. It actually has turned up, considering where he is, where it had to go and how long it took to get here. It actually only took 2 weeks maybe. It didn't take long at all, not considering how far it's been. So I'm pretty stoked with this. I am over the moon with the condition of it. It's quite surprising. I've gotten him some parts from Modern Stuff, which where he is nearly impossible to get, and he's gotten me stuff which here is impossible to get, but where he is seems to be reasonably plentiful. Well, not plentiful so to speak, but there's more of a chance finding it out there than it is getting it here. So I have managed to sweet talk him into chopping up that EH and send it this way, and I will show you the delivery. So chaps, I thought I'd start off by showing how bad the EJ one is, and then you'll realise how good the EH one is and exactly why I was tickled pink when I saw it and when DJ got it for me. Just have a look at that. Holes. If you can look in there, you can look straight through and out the other side. It's gone there. It's got a broken bolt in it. The lip's missing. It's chewed out through here. It's chewed out through here. It's actually chewed out under there. All through here. Across there. Big hole in the dashboard. Big hole in here. Also my dash surround is broken. But look at the holes in the thing. Just terrible. Terrible, Muriel, terrible. So we're actually doing a massive, and I mean massive, clean out the shed today, because we're rotating back onto the coupe. So everything's out at the moment. We're doing a big time clean up. Look at that coupe there. Yeah. So everything's out. We also had a new old stock roof skin turn up for the XD when we get back into that. So that's a bit of coin sitting right there. The owner had to pay through the nose for that. And put it this way, the amount of money he paid for that, you could probably buy yourself a fairly decent daily driver. But here is the new, well, not new, well it's old, but the donor plenum chamber as I call it. And straight off the bat, look at that. I mean, that's mud. But solid, top of the dash, solid. All the way along this firewall, solid. There's no holes under here. Just incredible. It's a shame that EH actually got crushed by whatever it was, because that would have been a surprisingly solid car. Look at this. Just stupidly solid. There's nothing missing. It's just, look at that. It's even smooth. No pitting. I scooch my chair around here. It's not missing a chunk. Plenum chamber is solid. It's even still got the remnants of a wiper switch in it. And the cigarette lighter still in there. Okay, that doesn't move, but I'm not at all surprised by that. Look at that. Look at that. It's even smooth. The rarity of this is just incredible. You just cannot find donor plenum chambers anymore. He also sent me the bottoms of the A-pillars. Now you might think they're pretty bad, but I can work with them. They're at least something to work from. Another piece I can use, which are surprisingly sound. They're a bit dented from the person who ever took the Y-frames off, but there's a lot of metal to work from there. That one's worse than the other, but it's still good. And I mean, I've got a spare steering column. Doesn't change gears very well anymore, but I don't think that's the car's biggest issue. Just, oh, it's even got the accelerator linkage is still in it. Pedal box is still in it. The handbrake still in it. The wiper motor is still in it. Wiper linkages. I mean, that one's broken, but that's just unbelievable. It's just beautiful. I'm just stoked. It's basically my thing. In the next episode of the EJ, we will start tackling this, and we'll drill out some of these welds that are through here and across there, and start taking this. We're going to try and dismantle this dash and plenum and the cowl section all into their individual components, because I want to do this. It's a little bit, it does bug me that EHs have a different top section, but I think I can work some magic and just put this into the EJ and then come along and trim out this section here and then weld in, maybe in 2 halves or something, the EJ cowl section, because they're in 2 sections. And I reckon if I did it in such a way where I left the wiper in and used the EJ little cowl vent, it would locate it really nicely. But I don't see any major issues. I just can't believe how good this lip is. If you couldn't tell, I'm pretty stoked. And realistically, in the scheme of things, this didn't take that long to come from where he is, which is in the middle of nowhere. To think that I saw this in a video of his, one of his early bushfinding videos, and it was on screen for 2/10 of a second. It was on and then it was gone. And I said, you need to go back and look at that. And he was kind enough to go do that, so I'm immensely grateful. Look, it's even like it's even got paint on it. It's just crazy how good this is. I reckon I'll be putting these on mine, because I reckon I got broken bolts stuck in mine. It did once upon a time have a white roof, but I don't know. It's not going to be an exciting video today, but it could be interesting. The next thing we're doing on the channel is actually we're tackling the parcel shelf on the coupe. So stay tuned for that in probably one of the next 2 videos. But we will be working on this very, very soon. I've got to strip it of all its parts, because there's some interesting quirks and differences between EJ and EHs, and you may not care for this, but I do. EHs have a pinch weld, which clamps onto it. EJs actually have a rubber seal that sits in the groove. I'm going to pull this off and show you. Yes. So that's called a pinch weld. A lot of modern cars have that. But you see how it's got a groove here? On EJs, there's actually a big fat rubber seal that sits in there that's glued in, and you don't have that. And on an EJ, on the dashboard, this trim actually comes up and goes up the pillar, and you have this big lovely piece of chrome trim that runs up the inside of the pillars. So EHs sort of round off there, like that, whereas EJs kick up and go up the pillars. And they have different door seals. EJs, in the scheme of things, actually seal a bit better against the weather than EHs. But I think I know why they went to pinch welds, because it would have gotten a bit costly to continuously have to glue in the rubber seal in every single car that went down the production line. I could assume that would take some time, whereas you just stick those on. And that's probably the only reason they did that. Useless trivia you may never need. But Just incredible. Very happy. Very, very happy. I'm going to leave the video there. It's not going to be a super long one, but we've got some awesome content coming. And I just wanted to show you and prove how amazing. Someone might go, why'd you even bother? But look at it. I mean, it will only matter to EJ, and old Holden fans, but just look at it. Look at it! I'll leave it there. Hope you enjoy it. It's not going to be a super long video, but stay tuned for more.